What's going on, Legionnaires, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, and make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content we have coming out. Now, we're still playing a little bit of catch up here, and usually we're covering some indie comics. We're still going to get to those. I might release them on Monday, but for this video, we're going to be jumping into Justice League Last Ride, issue number 1. Now, this is a story written by Chip Starsky, and what we're seeing in this story is that the Justice League, they've split up. The Holy Trinity is no longer. Now, the pencils are by Miguel Mendoza, and inks are the same. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we jump into this issue, we're getting narration from Lois Lane. And as she's giving us narration, we're going through a lot of the conquests this Superman has conquered in his time on Earth. You know, and Lois tells us that it's never ending. But this is something that they've always known. But lately she can tell that Superman, he is feeling it. She can see it in his eyes and how he's tense moment for moment, waiting for the next disaster, waiting for the next crisis. Now, right now, Superman, he's kind of going through it. He's having a hard time. You know, the Justice League has been disbanded at this point. And Lois knows that Clark, he's not going to stop. He's going to continue to go out there and do it because he thinks that he's the only one that can do it, that can protect Earth. He feels like he's carrying the weight on his shoulders. And Lois, she just wants to help him in any way possible. But Clark, he swears to her. He swears that he's okay. Now, Lois, she can tell that this is a lie. But Clark, he doesn't want to put the weight on her shoulders as well. You know, right now he's trying to bear it all. But Lois, she just lets him know that she is there for him. And this is where the two, they go to bed and they drift into sleep. And this is where we see Superman. Superman in a dream. Now this dream, it's really trying to send him a message. Because in this dream, he's back in Metropolis. And the top of the Daily Planet is coming down on top of Jimmy Olsen. Now Superman, he rushes in to save the day, grabbing the world and holding it up. And as Jimmy gets away, Superman realizes that it is filled with kryptonite. Now Jimmy runs off to try to save a kid, and no one is there. No one's there for Superman. And so this is a metaphor for right now how he's feeling so alone. He's feeling like he has no one to have his back. He's holding the weight of the world on his shoulders, and it is crushing him. It is crushing him as strong as kryptonite would. But this is when Superman wakes from his nightmare. He wakes and he finds himself floating above his bed. Lois wakes up. She wakes up a little bit concerned, but Clark tells her that everything's okay, that it was just a bad nightmare. And this is when he hears a beeping, and he makes his way through the fortress. Going up to a little chest, he opens it up, and he sees that it's the Justice League beacon. It's calling to him, letting him know that somebody at Justice League headquarters is calling a meeting, is asking for help. And that's where we pick up at the Justice League Watchtower. Now, inside the Justice League Watchtower, we have Wonder Woman and the Flash. And currently, they're waiting on the rest of the Justice League. They're hoping that the rest of them come. Now, the Flash, he's a little bit concerned. He's concerned that they're not going to show up. But Wonder Woman, she has no concerns, because if there's anybody's life in danger, both of them are going to come, because they can't help themselves but to try to help people. And this is when we see the arrival of Superman. And so right now it seems like the bad blood is really between Batman and Superman. They have some kind of difference. While the Flash says it's kind of childish, when Superman arrives, he disagrees with that. He disagrees, and he would say that it's not childish in the least. And with the arrival of Superman, this is when Batman makes his entrance. And they kind of just completely ignore each other. They ignore each other and they all go take their seats. And this is where we see Batman, he straight up just starts taking charge. He starts asking what the situation is, and the Flash, he lets us know that no one really knows yet. Everybody is waiting on John Stewart because he is the one that called this meeting. But before this meeting can really get kicked underway, this is where we see Superman step in. And he tells Batman, like, no, not this time. This isn't going to be like old times. You're not going to just walk in here and you're not just going to take the lead. Not after what you did. And we see these two really close to confrontation. And Wonder Woman, she breaks it up. She breaks it up and lets them know that she didn't come here to babysit. She came here to help some people. And this is where Jon Stewart interrupts and lets us know that they're making their way into the docking bay. And he asks that they meet them there. Now, the reason they're asking to meet in the docking bay is because they didn't want a certain individual being able to get any kind of access to the watchtower, because that individual is none other than Lobo. And this is where we see Kilowog, Jessica Cruz, and Jon Stewart. And they have done it. They have done the impossible. They have caught the most wanted man in the universe. The man who killed the new gods. But they brought him here because they need the Justice League to be able to keep Lobo alive. Because as it stands, the United Planets, they plan to put Lobo on trial. Not only for the murder of the old gods, but of a whole list, a litany of other crimes. And so they need to make sure that Lobo faces justice. And so that means protecting him against every single enemy that Lobo has ever had, and that would come after him. Now, this is where the Flash chimes in, and he asks them, why can't the Corps protect him? Why can't they keep him safe until the trial? And this is where we see Hal Jordan come flying in. Now, Hal, he lets us know that they need the Justice League, because at some point, the Green Lantern Corps fell, and right now they are currently small in numbers. They don't have the numbers to be able to protect Lobo. And this is where Batman chimes in, and he lets Hal know, I don't believe you. And of course Batman doesn't believe him. He wouldn't be Batman if he didn't believe him. Because Batman knows that the United Planets would give him whatever he needed to be able to protect Lobo. This is specific to the Justice League, and Batman wants to know why. And so Hal Jordan, he explains. He explains that he's rebuilding the Lantern Corps, but they've lost most of their jurisdiction, most of it to the United Planets, ever since some kind of unknown crisis event. And so this is his kind of way of showing not only can the Justice League protect Lobo, but he wants to be able to make this the new OA, the new home base of the new Green Lantern Corps. Now he wants to station this on the moon. And Hal puts this to us in the simplest way possible. He lets us know that the universe has seen Earth time and time again as the home of justice. If they can get the Justice League together and protect Lobo all the way until the trial, it will prove to everybody that this would be the natural heart of the new Green Lantern Corps. And in doing this, they wouldn't need a Justice League anymore, because this would be home base to Green Lanterns. And so they had the ultimate protection of all time. Now, it's an idea most of them are pondering, except for Batman. Of course, Batman, his immediate response is a simple no. To him, this is all politics, cosmic politics that he doesn't want to be a part of, because currently he has people that need help protecting in the city of Gotham. And Hal Jordan lets him know that they need him. They need him for his strategic mind. It's taken him days to figure out where to hide Lobo. But Hal Jordan, he knows that Batman, he's already figured out exactly where the best area would be to protect him. And Batman grunts and just tells them good luck as he walks away. Now, this is where we're taken to Gotham City a little bit later on. And Batman, he's kind of in a mood right now. Mr. Freeze, he's frozen a bunch of rich people of Gotham, and Alfred is going to call in some backup. But Batman, he wants to go in alone. He wants to deal with this on his own, and he doesn't wait for any help. He jumps in and wastes no time taking on Mr. Freeze. But Mr. Freeze lets him know that it's too late, that he's planted bombs all across the city already. Kind of freeze bombs that is going to devastate Gotham. And this is where Alfred redirects Nightwing and the others to go find those locations and deactivate those bombs. Now, as this fight is commencing, we see it immediately broken up, because we see the arrival of Superman, and he's come to Gotham, and he easily dismantles and disarms Mr. Freeze like it is absolutely nothing. This fight is over as soon as Superman hit the scene. And Batman goes up and he grabs Mr. Freeze and starts to drag him away, and Superman wants to talk. He wants to talk to Batman, but Batman tells him not here, to meet him an hour from now. And that's what takes us to the Batcave. And Superman is making his way up to Batman and his giant terminal. And Clark lets him know that he's here to talk, because at the end of the day, Bruce Wayne, he knows that Hal is right. Besides the fact that they should protect Lobo, the world needs this. If there's not going to be a Justice League, there needs to be some kind of force that is going to help protect the Earth. Take some of that weight off of Superman's shoulders. Now Batman, he is not sure if they need some kind of space corps, but Clark would argue that it needs something. You know, the Corps would be working with heroes of Earth and even deputizing some of them as Green Lanterns. The Justice League is just too currently fragmented, and there's been too many near misses since the League had been disbanded. You know, Superman can't be everywhere. Now, Batman, he's kind of heard enough, and he tells him, you know, I've heard enough, I'm gonna get out of here. I have things to do and places to be. And he goes to get in his vehicle, and this is where we see Superman, you know, kind of just snap just a tiny bit. And we see Superman punch the crap out of the giant penny. And he lets him know, like, he's tried. He has tried his best. But it was Batman who got Martian Manhunter killed. It was Batman who sent their friend to his death. And he tells Bruce, you know, he's tired. He's just tired of fighting. He's tired of fighting his friends. You know, he wants just for one time to put aside their differences, ignore the beef that they have, and actually take care of what needs to be done here. And this is where Batman lets us know that Hal Jordan, he was right. Batman knew the best place to hide Lobo. And if they're gonna pull this off, they're gonna need to go to Apocalypse. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Personally, I am really enjoying this line. I'm actually kind of upset that I slept on it. No, I really didn't know what to expect from this line. I hadn't read too much up on it prior to reading it, but it seems like a very interesting story. You know, I know a lot of people aren't going to be too thrilled about yet another crisis event that popped off, but this is kind of taking place after that, after the rebuilding. So, you know, I'm gonna definitely give this an opportunity. You know, we've covered a little bit of Chip Zdarsky stuff so far that he's been doing in DC Comics, and he hasn't been doing a bad job. And so I really want to see where he's going to go with this storyline. I really want to find out what he's going to do with the Green Lanterns and how this arc is all going to play out. Yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.